And Anna, you had a very different experience of a home birth, didn't you?
Yeah, I did, unfortunately. I planned a home birth and I laboured at home for 40 hours, and then nothing was happening. Everything stalled, and it became clear that my baby was in trouble, really. So I was transferred to hospital, and there things did go really wrong. I mean, it does make me shudder to think if I had continued to with that birth at home, what would have happened. I mean, my daughter was on intensive care for a week after she was born, and yeah, I don't think she would have stood a chance really at home. You just can't predict what's going to happen, that's the thing.
And she's your first baby?
Yeah.
And what advice were you given about a home birth?
Well, I have to say that there was no doctor that said I should birth at home. It was midwives who said I should birth at home. And it was what I wanted. Nobody was pushing me into it. I did want to have a home birth. And the midwives just said, well, the doctors only see the births that go wrong, and we see the births that go well, so they don't, know about those ones. So I just thought I did everything that I was meant to do. I was low risk. There were no complications in my pregnancy, so it shouldn't have gone wrong for me. But I just feel that Mother Nature sometimes has other ideas.
Did it put you off having children again?
Yeah, it did a little bit, yeah. I don't think that I would do that again, but that's perhaps because I'm of my age. I'm 37, so I don't really want to be doing that anyway.
What's your view? I mean, Cordelia mentioned that, well, perhaps cynical, it's a thought I share with her. Is it all about saving money, or are there really good, solid reasons for this?
No, I think there are good, solid reasons. We've heard two different outcomes of home births, haven't we? Completely poles apart. One very happy, one very alarming. And I think the guidelines are interesting, but they're based on research carried out over recent years where the selection of women having home births has been very careful. If we lose the selective criteria, we will have more tragedies happening at home. We will see things like prolapse of the cord, we will see things like abruption of the placenta, where the placenta comes away and threatens both the baby's life and the mother's life, where the baby gets stuck because the baby's too big to come through the birth canal. So I think that unless we select carefully, we've got problems, and I think that perhaps will be introduced into the draft guidelines by NICE. Also, we need services that are geared to be able to transport women who do get into an emergency situation quickly to hospital, and that they need to look at as well. So paramedics need to be up to speed with emergency care, and so do midwives. I think as long as we've got that in place and we carefully select, then I agree that there are benefits to having a home birth, and that it's a nicer experience to have if it all goes well.
The mum that Cordelia was with had already given birth. This was Anna's first baby, and that forms part of the guidelines, doesn't it? Is a first birth
wouldn't be recommended for a home birth because you haven't proved that the birth canal is capable of opening up and the baby coming through the canal successfully. You don't know about the blood pressure and preeclampsia problems. There are more potential complications in a first birth. Once you've had your uncomplicated first birth, then your selection criteria is already easier for having a second birth at home.
Yes, I did know that. I mean, I was an executive on a national newspaper at the time. I looked at all the research, but I had my heart set on a home birth, so...
And how's Gracie now, okay?
Yeah, she's great. No, she's brilliant.
The other thing you might not get, of course, is an epidural in a midwife-led unit. So if you want an epidural, have a birth plan and discuss that with your midwife and your doctor and go with the plan.
Thank you both very much indeed. Anna, thank you.